All right, good afternoon. Today we're going to start part 3 of the art of reading. So the reason we're doing this channel is a channel that teaches English for non-native speakers, and well, it seems like a lot of people when they take tests are concerned about how they sound when they read. But also, the advice in this book is really good for people who want to practice intonation uh, just for speaking. So, if you're a native speaker and you want to read better, maybe you want to make an audio book or something like that, then this is pretty good advice for that. But if you're learning English, this is a very often ignored subject where you won't find a lot of information. Practicing intonation. PP is here. Hello, PP. How are you doing? Long time no see. Uh, so, so this is a good way to eliminate your accent, which you won't find a lot of information about on other places or other channels. And this is just practice. And normally, when I do this, I have somebody with me. Somebody said that they were going to join me, but so far he's not here. So hopefully he will join me. Unless you want to join me on Discord. There's a link to the Discord server in the description. And if somebody joins me, we will practice the intonation, but we'll also practice pronunciation, improving pronunciation. But if nobody wants to join, then I will just do this myself, and then we'll go through the instructions. All right, so they're talking about which words to emphasize, and they're giving you some advice or rules about which words to emphasize in whatever situation. And right now they're talking about possessives. So when you have a possessive with an S, so that's why it says terminational possessive. That means, terminate means ends, and terminational means ends with the S. That's the way you make the possessive. It says the governing noun, being usually the prominent subject of discourse, takes the primary accent. So what they mean by the governing noun is maybe the principal noun. So like in the first example, we have St. Paul's epistles. Epistles are letters. So we have the noun letters, and St. Paul is describing it. So the word that takes the focus is epistles, and you can see that written here. The mark going up to the right means that's the word that you pronounce the most. And Paul has another mark, which means pronounce it big, but not as big as epistles. St. Paul's epistles. And then we have the Pilgrim's Progress. Again, the noun is progress, and the Pilgrims is just a description. So it's the Pilgrim's Progress. It's bigger. The Christian's Hope. Cicero's Orations. The Man's Industry. Burns' Poems. No, there's no more information here. And then we get to, the Patriot Warrior's Sword. The Dark Tempest's Howl. Creation of the Vast Domain. Henry's Royal Crown. The world's glory is but dross unclean. What is dross? I guess that must be a bad word, a negative word, but let's look it up. I think I've seen that before. Dross is a noun that refers to unwanted material, impurities, or waste. So the world's glory is but dross unclean. PP says, do I know poems? No, I don't know any poems. But there's poetry in this. They give examples of poetry to read, to practice later. The world's glory is but dross unclean. He subjected to man's service angel wings, till like evening's silent breath come the gentlest touch of death. That's a poem. That sounds very poetic. Okay, and now we get to the prepositional possessive, which of course of is a preposition, so this would be a different kind of possessive when you use the word of. Let's see what it says. The governed noun takes the primary. So it's the same thing. It's still the noun. The land of Egypt. Wait, let's look at that for a minute. A crown of diamonds. Oh no, it's the opposite. So now the noun, the principal noun, becomes less important, and whatever attribute it has becomes more important. So the land of Egypt, a crown of diamonds, the city of London, the works of Newton, the crown of the king. Well, PP says, we Arabs love poems. Well, this would be the way that you would want to, if you wanted to read poetry in English, this would be the advice that you probably would want to use for that. The crown of the king, the rights of the people, the roar of the lion, the roll of the thunder. Let's see. Now this part is from the Bible. That they may believe. So again, if you want to practice reading with me, then the marks going down, going from left to right down, they're major words, but they're not as major as the words that go the opposite direction. So we have that they may believe that the Lord God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, hath appeared unto thee. Qualified possessive. The happy period of the golden age. The piercing cold of the polar regions. The fond remembrance of our former years. Departed spirits of the mighty dead. The shuddering tenant. We've had that word in books before. Shuddering. Shuddering is, ooh, maybe because you're cold or you're scared or something like that. The shuddering tenant. So shuddering is more important than tenant. The shuddering tenant of the frigid zone boldly proclaims that happy spot his own. Extols the treasures of his stormy seas and his long nights of revelry and ease. PP says shuddering is like shock. Shuddering is a movement. So, if you're cold, you go, ooh, you kind of move, make little movements. Or if you're really frightened or angry, that's shuddering. Really with your shoulders, it's a shoulder movement. You might, and they might be related words, but you could maybe think of shudder and shoulder sound the same. So shouldering. It's really a movement of the shoulders. Imagine if you hear a scary story or you feel a ghost. Ooh, what was that? It's that kind of a movement. Compound possessive. The servants of the king of Israel. The vines of the hills of Judea. The soldiers of the king of Great Britain. Just want to make sure I've got everything here. Okay. Nouns of weight, number, measure, etc. The qualifying phrase takes the primary accent. A wall of 3 feet thick. Oh, okay. So the qualifying the qualifying word or phrase, that would be like high or thick or big or small. That's the word that will take the big accent. Let's see. A wall 3 feet thick. A carpet 6 yards square. A horse 16 hands high. A vessel of 50 tons. On the east side, 2,000 cubits, and on the south side, 2,000 cubits. Relative and restrictive clauses. Relative and restrictive clauses take the primary accent. Politeness, politeness without freedom. Learning without pedantry. Sincerity without deceit. But you see, they're still doing this pattern of, it's really just big, small, big, small. You have politeness without freedom. Learning without pedantry. Sincerity without deceit. Religion without bigotry. It's still, no matter how you describe it, it always goes back to big, small, big, small, big, small. His energies as a man, his affection as a father, his solicitude as a king, his zeal as a Christian, his love as a husband were not relaxed. He who is open without levity, secret without craft, humble without meanness, bold without insolence, cautious without anxiety, regular yet not formal, mild yet not timid, firm yet not tyrannical, is made to pass the ordeals of honor, of friendship, and virtue. Okay, so let's keep reading here. The man who fears God. He loves his kind. He who loves his kind. A boy devoted to study is sure to excel. A nation famed for song and beauty's charms, zealous yet modest. It's still, the thing that it's still just big, small, important words big, because they're marking every word, and they're marking the important words big and the not so important words small. Zealous yet modest. That's the pattern. Innocent though free. Oh, Pachu is here. Hello, Pachu. Shouldn't you be sleeping? It's midnight. Do you want to join on Discord? You're welcome to join. I'm already there, so if you just want to sign on. But let's see, let's turn on the sound. Hello? We'll wait for Pachu to come. 9-Volt fan says, it's Pachu, not Puachu. Correct your spelling, Professor English. Oh, I'm very bad at spelling. I always hit I guess I'm very lazy or something. I always hit the wrong keys. It happens all the time. Somebody was just telling me the other day. This morning he was saying, oh, I can't read what you're writing because you always hit the wrong keys. Okay, let's see. So, a nation famed for song and beauty's charms, zealous yet modest, innocent though free. Patient of toil. Toil means hard work. Serene amidst alarms. Inflexible in faith. Invincible in arms. So, but let's just take a minute to look at the big, small pattern here. So we have patient of toil. So, patient of toil. That's really all it is. Serene amidst alarms, inflexible in faith, invincible in arms. You see, it's just the same big, small pattern. Similes and comparisons. The simile, comparison, or illustrative phrase takes the primary accent. So let's see, I'm not sure what they mean by that. Let's look at the example. So the simile, comparison, or illustrative phrase. Well, illustrative, illustrate means like making a picture. And so let's see, like charity, like the sun, brightens all its objects. So the illustrative phrase would be like the sun. That's the illustration. That's the picture that they're giving you. So let's see. Charity, like the sun, brightens all its objects. So there's a pause there. Charity, pause. Like the sun, pause, brightens all its objects. Charity, like the sun, brightens all its objects. And calm, as a slumber, they die. And slumber means sleeping. So, and calm as a sleep. And calm as a sleep, they die. Okay. Pachu says, yes, but I'll just listen because everybody's sleeping. Okay. All right. I wonder where Muhammad is. He said he was going to join me, but he didn't come. Oh, well. So charity, like the sun, brightens all its objects, and calm, as a slumber, they die. PP is saying, what does sleepyhead mean? That's kind of a funny thing to call someone who is feeling very tired. Like, how are you doing today, sleepyhead? That I call you that because you look very tired, or you seem like you want to go to sleep. It's just a funny way of talking to someone who looks tired, ready for sleep. All right, so let's see. We've got, yes, we can says, thanks for your great work. I learned a lot, and I want to practice pronunciation with you. Well, there's a link. If you want to practice right now, you can click on the link to Discord, and you can join the Discord server, and let's practice. Go ahead. What are you waiting for? Well, to me, I find Discord confusing. I still don't understand it very well, but at least now I can sign on and communicate with people. But I'm definitely still learning it. All right. Hope, the balm of life. Okay, balm, I'm going to show you what balm is. PP says Zoom is good. Well, but, Zoom, they only give you like 45 minutes, I think, for free, and then they charge money. I already have too many subscriptions to things. I can't pay for another subscription. Balm is like a cream that you put on your skin to make it feel better. I'm just going to show you some pictures. So it's like medicine for your skin. You rub it on your skin, or you put it maybe on your lips, and it's like medicine. Hope, the balm of life. So hope is like the medicine for life. To make your life feel better, you have hope. All right, so that's the illustrative part. So that's the part you focus on. Hope, the balm of life, soothes us under misfortune. A newborn babe's desire, the sincere milk of the world. All right. So what? Let's see if you can identify which phrase in there is the illustrative phrase. Newborn babe's desire, the sincerest milk of the word, the sincere milk of the word. What is which phrase in there draws a picture for you? So there's an idea, a newborn babe's desire. And then the way that you're supposed to see this in a picture in your head is the sincere milk of the word. So that would be the phrase where you want to focus. The sincere milk of the word. And the word is the most important word there. A newborn babe's desire. The sincere milk of the word. PP says, I don't understand full, like peaceful and hopeful. Well, that should be pretty easy to understand, I think, because if you say full of hope or full of peace, doesn't that make sense? There's nothing but peace inside of you. There's nothing but hope inside of you. You're full. You're to the limit of hope and peace. Doesn't that make sense? So I feel hopeful. I am full of hope. It's the same thing. I feel peaceful. I'm full of peace. Well, PP is saying, does it mean 100%? Not really. It means that you have a lot of it. Let's just say that. I mean, maybe literally you're filled 100%. I don't know. But let's just it means I have a lot. I'm hopeful. I have a lot of hope. I'm full of hope. I'm beautiful. I'm full of beauty. I have a lot of beauty. Something like that. Not me, somebody else. They're beautiful. They're full of beauty. Okay, let's see. Which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast. Okay, I'm just going to define the word steadfast here, but which phrase draws a picture in your head? Which word puts an image inside your head? So let's see, which hope we have as an anchor of the soul. Maybe you don't know what an anchor is, so I'm going to show you what that means. This is an anchor, you see? And we use this to mean stability. We always use this word because, you know, you put the anchor down in the water and then the boat will never move. Well, it will move a little bit, but it will stay in a very, in approximately the place where you want it. So we always use the word anchor to mean stability. And let's see, let's reread that phrase. Which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast. So the anchor of the soul, the thing that gives the soul stability. Hope gives the soul some stability. PP says it's like hook. Well, hook is about a shape. And so if you're thinking about a shape, then it is similar in shape to a hook. But the purpose of an anchor is you put it in the water so that your boat will not move. It won't go away. It stays in the same place in the water. So an anchor is very heavy. And the reason it's shaped like that is it can catch the ground in the water. But a hook, it's the same shape, but it serves a very different purpose. These are hooks. So it's a similar shape. But really the reason you want to use the word anchor, it means it keeps you in the same place. It gives you stability. That's what anchor is. Oh, Mohammed's here. So Mohammed, I'm on Discord now if you want to join me. and we can practice. So just jump in whenever you want. Uh, so when we have which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast, and that word steadfast means loyal or firm, doesn't move. So anchor and steadfast are very similar in their concepts. But anyway, which one creates a picture? And I would say that the phrase that creates a picture in your head is the anchor of the soul. Okay. And they're saying, well, that's the phrase that gets the most attention, is the one that draws a picture. So, which hope we have as an anchor of the soul, both sure and steadfast. Hello, Mohammed, are you there?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, all right, all right. So let's move on. We've got now Mohammed's going to join us, so we can practice pronunciation and intonation and all that fun stuff. Okay, in the following exercise, the verb love has the primary through all the modes and tenses. Uh, all right. So, do you remember, Mohammed? Do you remember the markings that the one that goes up like this, that goes up to the right? That is the one that gets a lot of attention, and the one that goes down like this, that gets less attention, but still some attention. Yes, we can says he's creating an account. Okay, great. Then figure out, and then once you do, you can join us too. Okay. So, can you see on the screen, Mohammed, the first line? I love, I do love.
Yes,
Okay, according to the markings, how would you read all three of those words?
I love, I do love, I'm loving.
Okay, but now we want to. The purpose of this book is to decide which words we should emphasize. Okay, so in those two words, I love, in that phrase, according to the markings, which word should get the most emphasis?
The word love.
Okay, and so how will you read that? If you want to give the word love emphasis, how will you say it?
I love,
I love. I love.
I
Okay.
love,
And then how would you say the second phrase?
I do love,
I do love. And how would you say the third phrase?
I'm loving.
Okay. I'm loving or I am loving. Okay. How will you read the second line?
I love not.
I
I
love not.
do love,
I
I
love not.
love not.
So just try to make that vowel sound bigger in love. I love not.
I love not.
Okay. And how would you read the next phrase?
I do not love.
Okay. I do not love. I do not love. I want to emphasize not. I do not love. I do not
I
love.
do, I do not love.
Mm. PP says, "Is it okay to say I'm loving?" It's not very common. It's not one of those things that you would usually put in the progressive tense like that. It's possible. Actually, McDonald's, I think 10 or 15 years ago, McDonald's had a big commercial for a couple of years where they said, "McDonald's, I'm loving it." But that's very weird. That's very unusual. You're right. You wouldn't normally say that. You would only say it is if it's temporary, because when you use the present progressive, it's focusing on now and not just the past or the present. It sounds temporary. Like it was different in the past, and it will probably be different in the future. 9 Volt Fan is here. Hi, 9 Volt Fan. If you want to join us, I know you said you're shy, but you can join us if you want. Nobody will be mean to you, I promise. Okay, let's see. So I loved. Let's see. Let's keep going. Can you read the next line?
I love, I did love, I was loving.
How do you say the first one? Can you read the first one again?
I loved.
I loved. I loved.
I loved.
The reason I'm asking you to repeat it is because it's very hard for me to hear the D sound at the end of the word, and I think that would be nice because then we know that you're pronouncing it in the past.
I loved.
I loved, loved.
I loved.
Sarah Ahmed says, "How can I participate?" There is a link to the Discord server where we are talking in the description, and just click on that. I don't If you don't know how to use Discord, I can't really help you too much because I don't know how to use it either. But uh, you can you can join us if you click on that link and figure out how to get there. Okay, so we have. Let's continue. All right, so we have I loved, I did love, and I was loving. Can you read that again?
I loved. I did love. I was loving.
Okay, let's read the next line.
I have loved. I have been loving. I
Okay,
have been loving.
so I have loved, I have loved,
I have loved.
I have been loving.
I have been loving.
All right, someone here has joined us. TR, was that PP says, I'm older than you and I don't know how to use it. Don't worry. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. TR says hello. TR, if you want to join us, you can join us. Just
Yeah,
enable.
I really want to. Yeah, hello.
Okay, let's see. Let's turn this off here for a moment. All right, so we've
Okay.
got.
Are you Sarah?
Are you Sarah? Hello?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Yeah. I actually asked you before minutes ago to ask to join with you to be able to read.
Okay.
Like, yeah, okay.
Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're talking about which, because when you make a sentence, some words get more attention than other words. So we're just practicing which words get more attention and when or why. Right? Is that pretty clear?
Yeah. Okay, but I just joined with you, but
Mhm.
I don't know uh what are you talking about, so it's a bit confused. I will join with you the next time
Okay.
when I understand uh, every single word or every single conversation because I don't participate with you. That's the first time, so I will participate when I understand everything. So I'm sorry.
Okay. No, that's okay. Don't worry about it. But I think the thing, if you notice, if you look at my channel, I have some videos called just pronunciation practice, and you might want to look at some of those videos because uh, all we talk about is how to use words and phrases or how to pronounce words and phrases, and we're just doing that in very big detail right now in this book. But it's more general in the pronunciation practice videos, so you might want to look at a couple of those videos. Right now, I have like 10 or 11 that I've posted. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have seen your videos. Yeah, actually, it's about 11 videos, I guess.
Hmm.
I will watch it. Yeah, I will watch the inshallah. Uh, and I will participate with you in the next time.
Okay. Well, you're welcome to
Yeah.
participate whenever you want. Okay.
So, okay,
And
thank you.
they're asking you, are you from Egypt? They're asking.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, you're.
from Egypt. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because we're talking to Muhammad right now. He's also in Egypt. It's a small.
Yeah.
It's a small world.
Yeah. Yeah, nice to meet you.
Okay. All right. So let's get back to this. Uh, Can you read the next line, Mohammed? I think that let's just read through this pretty quickly.
I, I did not love, I was
Okay,
not loving.
okay, I did not love. But here's the thing to notice. I think that if you notice, even though did is not as big as love, you have the small big pattern. I did not love. I did not love. I'm doing it the wrong way. I did not love. Can you hear the small big rhythm?
I did not love,
Okay, I did not love. Or how about I was not loving.
I was not loving,
I was not loving.
I was not loving.
Can you hear the big small pattern?
Yes, the small apostrophe over the word is mean we stress it.
Yes, but also English likes to have big small, big small, big small. So everything sounds like that in a way. We try to let's keep going, and then maybe we'll notice it more as we go. What is the next line?
I have loved.
Okay, I I
I,
had
uh, I have not stressed here, so I can say it. I have.
you're doing I had loved. Is that the one?
Yes, I have loved. Can
Had.
I say I've loved?
You could say you could make it a contraction. You can say I'd.
No, no, I have. I
Oh,
have.
which one? Okay, I have loved. I'm
Uh,
sorry, I'm a little bit lost here. Okay, I have loved. Yes, you can say I've because again,
uh,
this has something to do with the big small rhythm because you can say I've loved,
I've loved.
like that. So the I have could definitely be I've loved. How
I've
about the next?
loved.
How about the next phrase?
I've been loving.
hmm So you have, but now this time does it have an accent mark?
Uh, I have been loving.
Yeah, so that's you can't do it there because it has that mark there. It says yeah, this is a big word that you have to say. Uh, I have been loving.
I have been loving.
hmm Okay. How about the next one?
I have not loved.
Or
I have not and not loved.
you could say I. Well, no, you couldn't. I'm sorry. Right, it has to be. I have not loved. I have not loved. Say it again.
I have not loved.
Okay. How about the next one?
I'd loved.
So that's I had, but it could also be I'd. It doesn't matter here. You could make it one word. I'd loved.
I'd loved.
So that's small, big, small, big. How about the next line?
I had not loved.
hmm Uh, I had not. I had not loved. I had not loved.
I had not loved.
Or what is the next one?
I had not. I, I had not been loving.
hmm Let's pronounce not been like one word. Not been.
Not been.
I
I
had not.
had not been loved.
mhm. I had not been loving.
I had not been loving.
I so you have I had not been. I had not been.
I had not been loving.
I had not been loving.
I had not been loving.
Okay, PP says, teacher, I watch movies from the 60s and they have a woman called Haley Mills. It's an amazing movies I had ever seen in my life. Haley Mills? I don't know who that is. I've never heard. Let me see. Are you sure it's not Haley? Haley Mills. Let's see if it's Haley. Haley Mills. She's a British actress, and they have pictures of her like an old lady, and they also show a little girl. What kind of movies did she do? Oh, I don't think I know any of these movies. Huh. Parent Trap, I've heard of that. Oh, I don't know. Okay. Which let's try the next one. What is the next line? I shall.
I shall love.
Okay, but do you remember in another video we were talking about how can becomes can and shall could become shall?
Shall.
Shall.
I shall love.
Yeah, it's so you could put I and shall together. It's like I shall love.
I shall love.
Yeah, so you have that small I shall, and then you have love. I shall love.
I shall love.
And what is the next phrase?
I love.
Okay, you could make it one word. I'll love. I'll love.
I I love.
Or I will love. You could say I will, but it sounds like I'll. I will love. That's probably why it's a contraction.
I will love.
What is the next phrase?
I shall not love.
I shall not love.
I shalln't love.
No, you can't. You if you wanted to make a contraction with shall not, it would be shan't. I shan't love.
I shan't love.
That's like won't. Will not becomes won't. Shall not becomes shan't.
I shan't love.
But that sounds pretty old fashioned. I don't know if a lot of people would use that anymore in contemporary English, but you can. I think sometimes people do it, but probably older people. Sounds very dramatic. I shan't love. Okay, what is the next one?
I shall have loved.
I shall have loved.
I shall have loved.
And what do you think about that have? Do you think this is an opportunity to make it into one word?
I shall have loved.
Yeah, I shall have loved. And I think you could even make it more and say shalla. I shalla loved.
I shall love.
Hmm. And what about the next line?
I shan't have loved. I shan't have loved.
I shan't have loved. I shan't
I
have loved.
shan't. I shan't have loved.
Okay, but probably most people probably wouldn't say it. They probably would, if they were going to use shall, which is pretty rare, I think, in contemporary English, it would probably be I shall not. I shall not. I shall not.
I shall not have loved.
Okay, and how can you pronounce not and have together?
Not of.
Not of, not of.
Not of.
Or sometimes nada, nada.
Not of.
I shall not have loved.
I shall not love.
So you have the small, big. I shall not have loved.
I shall not love.
And that's the rhythm of English. That's a very typical rhythm of English. All right, let's look at the imperative mode. Can you read these?
Let me love.
And then that sounds very desperate the way they have it written. Let me love. Let me love.
Let me love.
Uh, PP says, "What do you mean, older people? Do you mean that means I'm older? Okay, I shall watch movies in Netflix. Oh, well, I don't know. PP, I don't watch Netflix. I haven't watched Netflix in a decade, in like 10 years. No, when I say older people, I mean language changes. So older people, when they were growing up, it was more common to use the word shall. And so that's one big difference you can see between somebody who's much older and somebody who is younger. A younger person probably wouldn't use that word. Shall I? PP says, "Shall I go now?" No, don't go now. Stay. We want you to stay, PP. Okay. So we have let me love. What is the next one?
Let us love.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let us love. Can you try to make the words a little bit bigger when they're marked? Let us love.
Let us love.
Mm-hmm. How about the next one?
Let them love.
Let them love. Let them love. How about the next one?
Let me not. Let me not love.
Let me not love. Let me not.
Let me not. Let me not love.
Yeah. How about the next one?
Love not.
Love. Love not. And the final one?
Do not love.
Okay. I hope we get to some more interesting text pretty soon. This is a little bit boring, but let's try to make it faster. Okay. Let's read the next three phrases.
I may love. I can love. I may be loving.
Okay, but you have to pay attention to the marks, and when you get to the marks, make the vowel sound longer in duration. I may love. I can love. I may be loving.
I may love. I can love. May be loving.
Okay. PP says, "Oh, this is very romantic." I know this is weird. It's weird to be reading this all the time. Okay, read the next one.
I may not love.
Okay, I may not
I might.
I may not love.
I may not love. I might. I might. We can contract this.
No. You can't contract that. No.
I might love.
I might
I
love.
might not.
Mhm,
I might not be loving.
mhm.
I might have loved. I might not have loved.
Okay. Oh no, there's more of them. When does this stop? Okay.
Is there we can read the Bible what we
Well,
read the
I
last
think.
last time.
Well, let's see. Well, we just have to do one more page of love. Okay. Well, here we can. I think we get the idea. This because this is a little bit boring. Let's see. Let's jump down to adverbial forms. The adverb of quality or manner takes the primary. So again, this is true when you're speaking too. Is that a lot of times adverbs and adjectives will be the words that you want to emphasize very much. Okay. So if we look at these three sentences, in the first sentence, can you read the first sentence?
You read correctly.
Okay. Which is the adverb in that sentence?
Correctly.
Correctly. Correctly. So that's,
Correct.
yeah, so that's the word that you want to emphasize. And where's the accent on that syllable?
Correctly. Correctly.
Rec.
First syllable.
Uh, correctly. Correctly.
Cor- correctly.
It's on rec. You can even see the mark, and they say, "Oh, look, that's very important." Rec, rec. So it's small, big, small. Correctly.
Correctly.
He reads.
He reads.
Which is bigger, he or reads? He reads.
Reads.
Reads. So it's small, big, small, big. He reads correctly.
He reads correctly.
Alex says hello. Hi, Alex. You can join us if you want. Uh, what is the next in the next phrase? What is the adverb in that phrase?
Honestly.
Okay. So, can you read the whole phrase?
He lives honestly.
Okay. Uh, he lives honestly. That's the big word. Honestly is the big word. So we have to make it stand out. Make the accented syllable bigger. He lives honestly.
He lives honestly.
Okay. You could think of it like as a mountain peak. He lives honestly.
He lives honestly.
Okay. And what is the final phrase?
Hi.
Oh,
She
go ahead.
she walks gracefully.
Okay, and then okay, she walks gracefully. So gracefully is the word that we want to make bigger. So we'll put more emphasis on gracefully.
She walks gracefully.
And she walks gracefully. Okay. All right. So now we have Alex joining us. Hi, Alex. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, hi, Prof. How are you? Good.
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, not bad.
Okay.
Not bad at all. Thanks. But, but,
Go ahead.
by the way, my name, I'm the same person sent you a message. Yes, we can, but I changed
Oh.
my name and
Oh.
I
Okay.
was I was trying I was trying to make an account. It was nightmare. Like
Yeah.
I'm not,
I find it to
I'm not a tech person. Yes.
very confusing. It's very confusing, but you
Mm,
made it. You made
But it's yeah, we have it in here. Thanks.
okay.
Yeah,
Alex, can you see the next phrase that we have on the page?
yeah. Just a second because I have to use two phones to be able to.
Oh,
Okay. By the way, my name, I'm the same person sent you a message. Yes, we
oh,
can, but it's changed my name and
oh,
I
Alex.
was, I was,
Oh no.
I was trying to make an account. It was a
Wait a
nightmare.
minute.
Yeah, so I find it.
I think Alex, we have to turn off your volume because whatever you're saying is echoing a couple minutes later. So I don't know how you can fix that, but we can't have that. Okay, Mohammed, the sun. Can you read that next line? The sun.
The sun shines brightly.
Uh-huh. And what is the adverb in that phrase?
Can you put mute on Alex?
I thought I did. Oh, let's see. Okay. Sorry, Alex. We want you to join, but whatever you're saying is coming back. That's called feedback. When you say something and then 2 or 3 seconds later it comes again, that's called feedback. So
Uh,
I put him on mute. Did that work for you?
yes, now it's good.
Okay. All right. All right. So we have the sun. What is the adverb in that phrase?
Brightly.
Okay. So how should you say it in the phrase? How should it sound?
The sun shines brightly.
Brightly, brightly, brightly. That's the most important word in our phrase. The sun shines.
Brightly.
Mhm. And is shine also an important word?
Yes.
Okay. The sun shines brightly.
The sun shines brightly.
Shines. Shine.
The sun shines brightly.
Okay. The sun shines brightly.
The sun shines brightly.
Okay. Let's see. When an adjective is used as an adverb, it takes the primary. Okay, this is getting a little bit complicated, but we have the markers to show us which words are better to pronounce. So, how would you say the first phrase? It broke.
It it broke short.
Okay. Oh, you see, I see why they're saying that's an adjective, but it's used like an adverb here. So, can you pronounce those two words again? Broke short. Pronounce one of them more clearly than the other one. Which one should it be?
It broke short.
It broke short, short, short.
It broke it broke short.
Yeah, so you make the vowel sound longer. Short, short.
Short.
It broke short.
It broke short.
How would you say the next phrase?
It was tempered brittle.
It was That's a weird phrase. It was tempered brittle.
It was tempered, brittle.
Okay, but that's kind of a weird phrase. I know you probably don't understand it, and it would take a long time to explain. So let's just keep moving. What is the next?
Temper meaning being angry, brittle, very weak.
No, that's why I'm saying this is kind of complicated because temper here means to it's like a chemical process. Brittle means something breaks very easily, and like glass. You know, if you hit glass, it will break into a million pieces. That's what brittle means. It means it breaks. You know, you hit it and then it breaks into a million pieces. And temper is a process when you're making something where you try to make it so it doesn't break so hard. Or it's a I don't know. It's like a chemical process. It's very strange. Wait, let's see. Tempering. What if I put tempering?
Okay.
That's why I didn't. I said let's not talk about it because it does. It's not really an important word. But let's see. Since we're talking about it, let's do it. So temper is like
Uh,
it's like a chemical process. I'm just going to show you a picture here. It's when something is liquid, but it's going to turn into something solid. You have to use the correct heat, or you have to do the correct things to it so that it doesn't break easily. Do you understand?
yes, like manufacturing is glass.
Yeah, like I don't know anything about making glass, but maybe if you don't use the correct temperature or you don't use the correct proportions, and you don't do the you don't raise the heat in the proper way, it would be bad glass. You just touch it and it breaks. It would be too brittle. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's a tempering process.
Okay.
All right. PP says, can you repeat the? I'm not. So you just want me to repeat the word the? The? Is that what you're asking, or is there something else about that? Okay. So it was tempered brittle, and what is the next one? It felt soft.
Felt soft.
It felt soft.
It felt soft.
Okay, so soft is the important word. How about the next phrase?
It was rolled smooth.
Okay, and which is the important word?
Smooth.
Okay, so make that bigger. Smooth. Smooth.
It, it was rolled smooth.
Hmm. That sounds better, believe it or not. Maybe that's weird for you, but it sounds much better when you do that. How about the next phrase?
It sold tight.
Okay. Hi. Hi.
High. High.
And
It sold high.
which is the important word in this phrase?
High.
Hi. So that's why it's very important to say hi. It has to be a very long sound when you do that. Hi.
It sold high.
It's sold high.
It sold high.
Okay. What about the final phrase?
It's pronounced long.
Okay. And what's the most important word in that phrase?
Long.
Long. Long.
Lo-
Long.
long.
Hmm. It is pronounced long.
It's pronounced long.
Yeah. So the important word gets more attention. It gets more length on the accented vowel. The adjective or adverb takes the primary when modified by an adverb. PP says hi, H-I-G-H, and hi, hello. They sound exactly the same. And if you say hi to a person, that's very unfriendly. But if you say hi very long, that's friendly. So that's another example of how a small vowel changes the meaning from a vowel pronounced in a long way. Hi. Hi. Hear the difference? One is friendly, one isn't that friendly. One is important, the other one isn't so important. It's interesting. Okay, the adjective or the adverb takes the primary when modified by an adverb. Okay, the adjective or adverb takes the primary when modified by an adverb. So we have in the first phrase, Mohammed. Can you read the first phrase?
He is very courageous.
Okay, what is the adjective?
Courageous.
Okay, and what is the
Yeah.
adverb?
Adjective, courageous,
Oh,
very.
yeah.
The both of them is adjective.
Well, very is an adverb actually. It could be an adjective too. It gets confusing. You know, there are some things where there's like a gray area, but I here because you're describing an adjective, I would call it an adverb. I know that's
Okay.
confusing, but so let's see the adjective or adverb that takes the primary when modified by an adverb. So that means that the adjective courageous will take the primary accent. Okay. So
Okay.
how will you say very courageous?
Is very courageous.
I think I'm reading this wrong. I think it should be very. He's very courageous. I think that's the way it should be. They both have the hard accent, but I would put it on the adverb. He's very courageous.
Is very courageous.
What about the next line?
She is beautiful. She is so beautiful.
Okay, but because the word so is making the word beautiful more intense, you put all of the attention on the word so. She's so beautiful.
She is so beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Why you would do that?
Yes.
Okay. How about the next line?
Servile. What servile mean?
Well, that comes from the same word as serve or servant, or what else? What do you think that means? If it's from the same word as serve or servant, what do you think servile means?
I thought it is from surveillance camera. Come from surveillance camera.
Oh, that comes from a different word. That comes from survey. So that's a different word. But serve means like somebody who's very servile means somebody who's very submissive, like a servant.
Okay.
So if you say they are too servile, that means uh, they always say yes. They say yes, okay, okay, we'll do it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. How would you read that? Which word will you put all of the emphasis?
Both two. Last two words.
Okay, but really the word to should get most of the attention. That adverb to should get the most attention. They're too servile.
There to survive.
Okay. Servile. Servile.
Serve. Servile.
Servile. All right. Let's try the next one.
He rides very awkwardly.
Okay. He rides very awkwardly.
He rides very,
When I say that, which word do you think gets the most attention? He rides very awkwardly.
very.
Yeah. And so it's usually the word in front, the word that's modifying the adverb or adjective that gets more attention. Very awkwardly. Like you can see the difference. If I do you know that word awkward? What does that word mean? Awkward.
In a silly way.
Can you repeat that please?
Uh, when someone awkward is doing silly things.
Silly things?
Yes, awkward, mad
Uh
man, like mad, crazy.
not crazy. It's more like not very good, not in a good way, not in a comfortable way. Let's see what kind of let's see. I'm going to try to find a picture. Awkward kind of means uncomfortable. That I think that would be the best way to describe it. But uh, let's see if I can find a picture. Just let me find. Okay. So here's a picture. I'm just going to show it to you on the screen here. Sarah says it's like acting in a strange way, sort of like more of an strange in an, but only if you mean strange in an uncomfortable way, not in the right way. So you see this, Mohammed? Can you see this boy on the screen? Uh-oh. Hello.
Still can't.
It still can't? Okay, it will come in a second.
Yes.
Okay, is he doing a good job riding the bike, or is he doing it in a very bad, uncomfortable way? Like not, you can tell he doesn't know how to ride a bike.
Yes. In a bad way.
Yeah, so that's he's doing it awkwardly. He's not comfortable doing it. You're not comfortable seeing it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's what.
Yes.
So I think like PP says I think he's stupid. Maybe he could be. I don't know. Okay. But that's exactly what this sentence is. He rides very awkwardly. So you could say he rides a bike. He's not comfortable riding a bike. He does it in a bad way because he's not comfortable. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And what is the mountain peak of that phrase? He rides very awkwardly.
Very.
Very. Can you say the phrase again and tell me in a way that makes it sound clear that very is important?
He rides very awkwardly.
Oh, you have to give me more very. He rides very awkwardly.
He rides very awkwardly.
Okay. Strong words get strong attention. Think of it like that. What is the next phrase?
She sings so sweetly.
She sings so sweetly. What is the most important word in that phrase?
So unsweetly.
Okay. Which is more important, so or sweetly?
So.
So sweetly.
So sweetly.
She sings so sweetly.
She sang so sweetly.
Sarah says a mountain peak is the highest point in the mountain. Yes, and it's also the highest point in your sentence. Sentences have little mountain peaks, and those are the most important words. And there are different ways that you can show how they're important. But we're just talking about making the vowel sounds longer right now. Okay, and so is our mountain peak. She sings so sweetly. What is the next sentence, Muhammad?
He reads too formally.
And which word is the most important word in there?
Too.
To. Okay, so how should you say it? If that's the really important word, how will you let me know?
He reads too formally.
Too formally. Too formally.
Too formally.
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, if you say read, that's pretty long. E and O, that's pretty long. E-O. But in the middle, you have something very long. E-oo-o. Can you hear the difference?
Yes. E
E-oo-o.
E-O-O.
Ooh-o. Make your ooh longer.
O-O.
Mm-hmm. E-oo-o.
E-O-O.
He reads too formally.
He reads too formally.
PP says, "What's the difference between mountain and mount?" Mount is like a title; it's part of the name. So if you talk about the name of a specific mountain, you put Mount in front of it. Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Everest, Mount Sinai. So that's always part of a name. And mountain is the concept of some really tall piece of land rising up. Okay. Can you read the next line? Truly sublime in the right hand column.
Okay, I'm waiting till it comes.
Yeah, sorry, I had to. And we've got some. I know you want to read some biblical passages. There's some coming. I can see them down at the bottom of the page. Do you see it yet? It is truly sublime.
Now I can see it.
Okay. And what is the most?
It's
Go ahead, read it.
it's truly sublime.
Okay. What is the most important word?
Truly.
Truly. That's our mountain peak. Okay, so it's truly sublime.
What sublime means.
Sublime means wonderful, like heaven, something like that. It's like heaven. That's what that phrase means. It's
Okay.
like being in heaven. Can you say it again?
It's a truly sublime.
Truly sublime. Enjoy saying the word truly a little bit. It's truly sublime.
It's truly sublime.
Okay. How about the next phrase? What is the next phrase?
She's always graceful.
Okay. And what is the most important word in that phrase?
Always.
Okay. So how should you say it? If that's so important, how do you let me know that it's important?
She's always graceful.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say the two sounds in that word, the two vowel sounds. Pay attention to the length. O a, o a, o a. Do you hear one long,
Oh,
one short?
yes, first one long.
Oh, tell me. Try to repeat the way I'm saying it. O a,
O A.
o a.
O A.
She's always.
She's always.
Yeah, it's like that. She's always graceful.
She's always graceful.
What is the next phrase?
He is seldom happy.
Okay. And what is the most important word in that phrase?
Seldom.
Okay. And how, so I'm just going to say the vowel sounds and you listen to the length of the vowel sounds. Eh, eh, Can you hear?
Yes.
Tell me how I'm saying it. Try to repeat after me.
E A O.
Seldom. Seldom.
Se- seldom.
He's seldom happy.
He's seldom happy.
Okay. What is the next line?
She wept most bitterly.
Okay. Do you know the word weep? Do you know what that means? Weep. Weep, wept, wept. That's an irregular verb. Weep, wept, wept.
It's related to cleaning the floor.
Oh, you're thinking of sweep. You're thinking of sweep, which is very close because that's also irregular. Sweep, swept, swept. But this is weep. Weep means crying, crying very much.
Okay.
And bitter means angry. Bitter,
Okay.
bitter means like angry. So in that phrase, she wept most bitterly. What is the most important word?
Most.
Most. Most. Oh.
Most.
She wept most bitterly.
She wept most bitterly.
Sarah says bitter is like sour. No, that's true. It's a taste, but it's not a very good taste. It's like the taste of coffee with no sugar or milk, or it's like the taste of. Did you ever have chocolate with no sugar? Mohammed, have you ever had chocolate with no sugar?
Yes.
And what do you like? Do you like that? I don't like. Some people like that, but I don't like that.
When you are on diet, you must do it.
That's true. You can't have. You're not really ever supposed to have sugar. It's very bad for you. But that's true. Do you like it though? What do you think about the taste?
Very bad.
Yeah. So coffee with no sugar or milk, and chocolate with no sugar. That's a bitter. That's a bitter flavor. And
Yes.
weeping bitterly. Sarah says, bitterly weeping. It could be deemed as a collocation. Yes, they happen all the time. The or saying bitterly, that means like with anger, with that kind of taste in your words. So say bitterly, weep bitterly, complain bitterly, means you're not just complaining, you're angry about it. Okay. So she wept most bitterly. Make most the biggest word in that phrase.
She wept most bitterly.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got to make that longer. She wept most bitterly.
She wept most bitterly.
How about the next phrase? Can you read the next phrase?
He acted
Hello,
less wisely.
Uh oh.
teacher. Where you read from?
Uh, oh, we've got. How do you say your name? Jasser? Is that the correct way to pronounce your name?
Yeah, Jasser. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, what we're doing is we're focusing on important. We're learning how to identify and pronounce important words in phrases. So that's good for reading, but it's also good for speaking because that's normally how people speak. They make the important words in the sentence bigger. Can you see,
Okay.
Jasser? Can you see the phrase "he acted"? Do you see that at the top of the page?
No.
No. Can you see the video? Do you
Uh,
see the video?
No. No.
Oh, you can't see the
I
video.
can see any video. Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'll type it.
Jasser, we are live on YouTube.
Oh,
Ah. Okay. Okay.
oh, that's funny. So you're just joining from Discord. You found us on Discord. I didn't know that you could do
Yeah.
that. I thought, well, here, let me send you the link, and that way you can see. That would be better. Thank you for pointing that out, Mohammed. I have no idea what I'm doing with this. Wait, let me find a link to the video and send it to you.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay.
It's the art of reading.
I just sent you a link, okay? So I'm going to
Okay.
continue with Mohammed, and you can open that up, and then you can work on the next one.
Okay.
Okay, Mohammed, can you read the next one? He acted.
He acted less wisely.
And what is the most important word in
Less,
less?
less.
Okay, and so how will you say that in a way that makes me understand that that's an important word to you?
He acted less wisely.
Okay, he acted less wisely.
He acted less
Because
wisely.
you have to make that like your mountain peak. He acted less wisely.
He acted less wisely.
PP is saying, what does sharply mean? It depends on how you're using it. So can you give it to me in a sentence? Because it would really depend on the rest of the idea.
It's in the next sentence.
Oh, okay. I see. I'm paying attention to all these different things. I can't keep track of them all. Let's see. Could you please put the phrases on Discord to be more clearly because they're not clear here. Thanks. Sarah, are you asking me to type them? That would be okay for now, but we're about to go into some long text. I don't think I could type all of that. I'm sorry. It would just be too much. Okay, let's take a now to be sharp with someone. To be sharp with someone would you probably know the meaning of the word sharp, right? Like a sharp knife. But let's just take a look at that for a moment.
Yes, to an intention.
Yeah, but when somebody is speaking, think about a knife. A knife is not. It's kind of something that would hurt, right? A knife would hurt if you touch the knife. That would hurt. When someone speaks sharply, they use unkind words. It's kind of the opposite of soft. So if I say hello, how are you? That's very nice. But if I say hi, how are you? I mean, the words are nice, but the way I'm speaking, I'm like cutting the words, right? And it hurts a little bit. It's kind of, Sarah says, it's like angrily a little bit. It's a little bit less than angrily. It's like hiding your anger. Hi, what do you want? That's not a very good hiding of anger, but that's what it means when you use sharp words. They could be unkind or not very nice words, or you could be speaking in a very, like you're cutting the words with a knife. Either way. Okay, let's see. So let's take a look at that final phrase. Can you read it, Mohammed?
Okay, I am waiting it to appear.
Okay. PP says he looked sharply. Could be sharply. If you say he looked sharp, that means he looked very nice. He looked very attractive. But if you say he looked sharply, that could be like like that. So it depends on what you mean. But if you're talking about appearances, sharp without the li, he looks sharp. That means he looks very nice. He looks very attractive. But if you say he looked sharply, that means like that. Can you see the final phrase, Mohammed?
He spoke very sharply,
Okay, and what is the most important word in that phrase?
very.
Very. So how will you say it if that's the most important word?
She spoke very sharply.
Okay, uh, let's look at the vowel sounds before and after. Okay, o ah, o ah. Do they? Which one sounds long?
Or
Which one sounds sharp? Which one sounds short?
O-A-A. Sharply is very short.
How about o ah?
Spoke is short also.
Okay, and which sound is big?
Very.
Very. She spoke very sharply.
She spoke very sharply.
All right. So adverbs unaccented and under the secondary and tertiary, the secondary marked. Okay. All right. So now we're into Bible territory, it looks like. Okay. So let's read the first line. Can you read the first line?
Curse not the king. No, not in they thought.
Okay. So do you remember we talked about the word curse? I think, was it yesterday or the day before? What does that word curse mean?
Curse. You became cursed, like in a bad way.
Okay. Well, it can also mean saying bad words. So, if you say bad words like "f you" or "oh sh," those words, those are bad words. Those are curse words. But it also means like
Yes,
saying. It also means like saying "I hope you die" or something like that, or "I hate you." That's also cursing someone. Does that make sense?
but here it means like in a magical way.
I
You become cursed,
I don't think so.
like
I think what it means here, first of all, I think when it says the king, they're talking about God. Okay. And so when it
yes.
says curse not the king, that means never say anything bad to or about God. I think that's what it means.
Also, it can mean devil.
What?
It can mean the devil,
Which one could mean what could mean the devil?
curse the devil.
Uh no, curse means saying bad words. Let's just think of it that way. That curse means saying bad words.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so it's saying never say anything bad about God or never say anything bad to God. That's what that line means. It means, so it says, curse not, don't say bad things to the king, that's God. So in that phrase, what are the important words?
Curse and the king.
Okay, so how should you pronounce curse if it's an important word?
Curse, not the king.
Okay, I'm just going to say the vowel sounds, okay? I. Uh, uh. I. Do you hear that pattern?
Yeah, yes.
Curse not the king.
Curse, not the king.
Okay. And then Sarah says, solemn, she's giving a definition of curse, a solemn utterance intended to invoke supernatural power to inflict harm or punishment. Okay, yes. Curse can mean magical words that do bad things to people. But in everyday life, it just means saying bad things, including saying bad words. Like Sarah wrote a bad word in the chat. Sarah's cursing. Oh no, Sarah's cursing in my chat. That's what I would say. Don't curse, Sarah. I'll get in trouble with YouTube if you curse. That means don't say bad words. That's all it means. Okay, so we have curse not the king. And then, can you repeat that, Mohammed?
Curse, not the king.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then, can you read the next phrase?
No, not in they thought.
Okay, and thy, that's just an old word in English for you. Not even in your thoughts. Not so don't say it out loud. Don't say something bad about God out loud, but also not in your head either.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so thy, that just means your. Okay, it's just an older word. We don't use it anymore. So, uh, what is the most important word in that phrase?
Not.
And?
And no, and though.
Thought. Listen,
Thought.
I'm going to say all the vowels. I'm going to say thought very slowly. Thought. Thought. How many sounds do you hear in that word? Thought.
Three sounds.
What are the three sounds that you hear?
Oh,
Aw, thought.
thought.
Mhm. Not in thy thought.
Not in thy thought.
Okay, so curse not the king. No, not in thy thought.
Curse not the king. No, not in thy thought.
Okay, and now we have an old word here, avarice. I don't remember. I know that word, but I don't remember what it means. So let's look it up. Avarice is being very greedy or trying to get a lot of money, trying to or being jealous of people who have a lot of money, being materialistic, right? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, can you read the next line?
Avarice is not commendable.
Commendable, commendable.
Com- commendable.
Commendable means something that you admire, like something that you think is a good characteristic in a person. So
Okay.
what does that phrase mean? Avarice is not commendable.
Being materialistic is not the best thing.
It's not something that you should respect in other people.
Yes.
Okay. So what are the important words in that phrase? Avarice is not commendable.
Avarice and not
Okay.
commendable.
Where's the accent in the word commendable?
On E.
So how should you say that? I'm just going to say the vowels in that word. O. O. Those are the verbs. O. Which,
Commendable.
yeah, that's right. That's better. I think that's better than before. Commendable. Commendable.
Commendable.
Not commendable.
Not commendable.
Okay, so we have avarice and then a long pause. Avarice is not commendable.
Avarice is not commendable.
Sarah's saying, what is commendable? Commendable means like respectable or something you could admire about a person. So if somebody has avarice, then you shouldn't respect them or you shouldn't admire them. You shouldn't think that they're good. Something like that. Okay. Uh, let's read the next sentence. Can you read the next sentence?
The breast which is never pained can never be pleased.
Okay. So this is your
Breast,
breast. Go ahead.
breast. It's breast, not breast.
Breast. It's
Uh,
breast.
breast. Like the area in the upper body.
Yes, this is okay. This is the area of your body right here, the breast. If you can see me in the video, that's where your heart is. So a lot of times, especially in older writing, sometimes if you talk about the breast, you're talking about the heart because that's where your heart is. Do you understand?
Yes, but what they mean by this paragraph?
Okay, well we'll look at it. So, but first of all, is breast an important word?
The breast and never pained,
Just
never be pleased.
let's just focus on breast for the moment.
Okay,
Is that an important word?
breast. Yes,
Okay. So now let's pronounce the and breast together. Just let's just think about the vowel sounds. Eh.
the, the breast,
The breast. The breast. There
the breast.
let's see. No, English Channel says, does it mean that it's from the Ten Commandments? No, command. That's a different sound and a different letter. Mand is different from mend. Eh. So one sound is ea, command, and that means you must do it. And commend, commend, that means, oh, I admire you. I think you're good. I think I respect you. So one is,
Ten,
go ahead,
Ten Commandment is in Jewish,
is in what?
in Jewish
Oh, in
religion.
the Jewish religion. Well, yes,
Yeah.
it's in the first part. It's in the Old Testament of the Bible. In the, I think in the, maybe it's in even in the first book. If it's not the, no, it's the second book. It's in Exodus. So yes, but it's also part of a Christian religion. I thought also Muslim is not part of the Muslim religion. The Ten Commandments.
No,
No, okay, but it's part of the Christian and but also Jewish religions. Okay, so let's.
it's also part of the Pharaoh religion, old Egypt religion.
Oh, is it? Is that also part of the old Egyptian religion, the Ten Commandments? I didn't
Ye-
know that.
Yes.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Uh, PP says, does a chicken have a breast? Yes, it's called the chicken breast because it's this part of the chicken. It's the front part of the chicken here. That breast means this part of the body, and it could be on a human or an animal. Okay, so let's try to let's figure out what this sentence means. We have the breast, But tell me that in a way that shows that breast is a special word.
The breast.
Okay, but it's not breast. It's breast. Make it bigger, make it longer. Breast.
Breast.
Hmm. Just
The breast.
yeah, if you just listen to the vowel sounds of the and breast, eh, you can hear the difference in duration, right? Eh.
Yes. The breast.
Mhm. The breast. Okay, which is never
The
pain,
breast.
which is never pained. What are the important words in that phrase?
The breast. Never and bend.
Okay, and which one is more important, never or pained?
It- I, s- I think the adjective is never.
Okay, uh,
Adverb.
mhm.
Adverb is never.
The adverb is never. So according to what they've told us in the past, it should be the most important word, right? I agree with you very much. But according to the markings here, which one is more important?
Bend.
Okay. So let's do that. Let's just go with the markings, all right? Maybe we missed some.
Okay.
Some of their explanations are
Okay.
hard to understand, but let's just follow the what they have here. So, how will you say that word pained in a way that makes me understand it's very important?
Bend.
Pained. Pained.
Be, bend.
Never pained.
Never be bend.
The breast, which is, and then these two words, witches, is like one little word. Witches, witches, witches.
Which is
Uh, uh,
never.
Go ahead.
Which is never bend.
Which is never pained.
Which is never bend.
The breast, which is never pained.
The breast which is never bent.
Which is better, za or the?
The,
The. So try to say it like that. The breast, which is never pained.
the breast which is never bent.
Okay. What do you think that means? Pained is not something you would probably use in modern English, but I think you could understand it. What do you think that means? The breast,
It
which is never pained.
bend like from pain.
Yeah. So the heart. Remember, breast and heart, they could be the same thing. The heart that never feels pain.
Yes.
Does that?
Can never be pleased.
Yeah, it can never be happy.
Yes.
Does that make sense to you? Do you
It's
understand the meaning of it now?
yes.
Okay.
It's like look inside.
Well, it's like how can you know what happiness is if you never feel pain?
It's like the Jesus said, look inside and get rid of the trash. The trash is the pain.
The trash?
Is the trash inside like negative feeling and something like this?
Can you write that word?
So Jesus,
I'm
yeah,
not
I
sure
think Jesus said that.
I'm not sure which word you're saying. Can you write that word in the chat because I'm not sure if I understand the word
Uh,
you're saying.
okay, if you look inside yourself,
Mhm.
you find many pain.
Much pain. Yeah, that's
So
so very true.
much pain. So you get rid of it. So you are happy.
Okay,
That Jesus said that.
okay, that could be true. That could be true. But first you have to know pain before you can know happiness. That's I think the point. Uh PP says, "Well, what's the difference between pleased and pleasure?" Pleased when you use the past participle of a verb, that means it happened to you. Okay. So if you feel pleased, that means please, good things happen to you. Or if you say pained, that means pain happened to you. When you use the past participle, that means that thing acted on you. It happened to you. And pleasure is just the idea of good things. It doesn't mean it doesn't. It's not an emotion. Pleased is a feeling. Pleasure is an idea, and pained is a feeling, and painful uh, means something that causes pain. So knives are painful. Knives cause pain. So pained is about feeling pain. Painful is about causing pain. That's complicated. Okay, so we have the breast, which is never pained. Can you say that phrase, Mohammed?
The breast, which is never bent,
Mm-hmm. And then what?
can never be
Go ahead, read it.
can never be pleased.
Which is the most important word in that phrase?
Never and pleased.
Okay,
And the most important, pleased.
that's right. The most important. Try to practice that. In your phrase, most is a very important word, but you said the most important, and I don't hear the word most. It should be the most important. It should be like that. Do you understand what we're doing here?
Yes,
So you say the most
yes.
important is pleased. Can you try to say it like that?
The, the most important is pleased.
Yeah. So the important words get all of the attention, even when you're talking. That's why this is important to understand and practice, because it will help you be understood very clearly.
Okay.
Okay. So never be pleased. Never be pleased. Can you say that?
Never be pleased.
Never be pleased.
Ne-
Go ahead.
Never be pleased.
Now, the word can, that's normally a big word, but it's not important here. So it sounds like this can, can never be pleased.
Can never be pleased.
The breast, which is never pained, can never be pleased.
The breast, which is never pained, can never be pleased.
Okay, let's try the next line. Can you read the whole line? What does it say?
Those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart.
What does that mean to you? Do you understand that phrase?
Yes,
What?
you should act from your heart, not from your brain.
Well, I think what it means though is that when people say bad words, you know they have bad things in their heart. So if people say bad things, they and later they say, "Oh, I didn't mean it." That's not true because when you say something, it really comes from your heart, what you feel. So you did mean it. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yes,
Okay. Now in the first phrase, those things, do we have any important words?
those.
Okay. So if we pronounce just the vowels, it would be o e, o e. Those things.
Oh,
Mhm. Ah,
those things.
those things. Those things. Try to say that like that.
Those things.
Those things.
Those things.
And can you say tings? Tings?
Things.
Tings?
Things.
Stings?
Things.
Try with an S in the front. Stings?
Things.
Try, can you say sting? Sting.
Sting.
Sting. Those things.
Those things.
Okay. And what is the next phrase? Read up to mouth.
Which proceed out of the mouth.
Okay. Za or da?
Uh,
Da. Okay. Try again.
which proceed out of the mouth.
That's better. Okay. Uh, I'm just going to put, I think I want to put two words up on the text pad or up on the screen. So let me I just want to put 2 words up here. Whoops. It's kind of important, I think. So let's just switch over to a different document. It will take a second for you to see this. Let me know when you can see the picture that I have up here.
Okay.
You can see it? How do you say number 1?
I can't see it.
Okay, it should come in 1 second. Still nothing? I'm going to put it in.
Yes, I can see now.
All right. How do you say number 1?
Mouse,
How do you say number 2?
mouth,
Mouth. That's right. So the only difference between number 1 and number 2 is where do you put your tongue? When you say mouse, it's just kind of in not really touching your teeth and the back of your teeth. But when you say mouth, you have to bite your tongue. Mouth. Mouth.
okay, mouth,
Mouth. Because that's a very different
mouth,
that's a very different sentence. Those things which come out of the mouse. Those things which come out of the mouth. It's very different.
yes,
Okay. So those things which proceed out of the mouth, which are what is the most important word in those phrases?
I can't see.
Oh, sorry. It's so annoying that it takes a few minutes. PP says, thank you. Yeah, you have to put your tongue under your teeth. Thank you. Can you see it? Those things which proceed out of the mouth.
Those things which proceed out of the mouth
Okay. Now, what are the important words according to what is written here?
proceed out and the mouth.
All right, so let's just do proceed out first. The vowel sounds are o e ow, o e ow, o e ow. Can you say the vowel sound?
Proceed, proceed out.
Okay, and the next 2 words are of the So it's o e ow o e ow Proceed out of the
Pro- proceed out of the
out of the out of the. That of the is like one little word of the of the of the
out the
proceed out of the
proceed out the mouth.
out of the out of the out of the out of the out of the.
We can out of we say it out of, right?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Out of we can say it out of.
Uh, you could, yes, out of, but you still have to say the out of the out of the. You can say it like that, definitely. Out of the.
Out of the
That's kind of the point of this exercise is that the words that don't matter they become very small and you have a lot of flexibility how you can say them and the shorter the better out of the out of the
out of the
but when you get to an important word like mouth you must be careful mouth mouth
mouth,
Mhm.
mouth.
Proceed out of the mouth
Proceed out the mouth.
out of the out of the 3 sounds out of the
Out of the
out of
proceed out of the mouth.
yeah proceed out of the mouth
Proceed out of the mouth.
those things which proceed out of the mouth
Those things which proceed out the mouth.
out of the 3 sounds you're saying 2 sounds
Out out of the mouth.
out
Which proceed out of the mouth.
okay what is the final part of the phrase
Come forth from the heart.
What does come forth mean?
Uh, Back and forth, like I see it in this context.
Mhm.
Back and forth.
Okay, it's not very common in contemporary English to use that word forth. You only see it sometimes. But you know the word for. This is your forehead here. This is your forearm. You have the word before. That word, you have the word forward. That word means like in front. When you see for, that always means something in the front, something at the head. And come
Yeah.
forth means to come forward. What if we said come forward? Would that make more sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. So the things that come from your mouth started in your heart and they came forward through your mouth. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sarah says it's a phrasal verb. Yes, it is a phrasal verb. Does it mean to appear? It sort of, but it really means sort of means like it's hiding and now it's coming forward, it's stepping so you can see it. So in a way it does mean appear. But if you wait, let me find an example. Okay, maybe you've seen this on TV. I don't know how it works in Egypt, but maybe you recognize this situation from TV where what happens like if someone says that person stole my money in the street, then what the police will do is they will put several people in front, including the one you said, and they'll say, okay, which one took your money? And you have to pick the right person. If you don't pick the right person, then they'll let everybody go. I don't know if it works the same way in Egypt. That's but if I say, oh, it's the man in the green shirt, in contemporary English, you would say, come forward, step forward. You probably would say something like that. So the man in the green shirt, step forward. But in older English, you might say, come forth. It means the same thing. But that doesn't mean appear because he's already there. It just means make yourself move to the front so we can see you better, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart. What are the important words in the final part of that phrase?
I can't see.
Oh, it's coming. PP says back and forth. You see, back and forth, that means go this way and then come forward. Go to the back and come forward. That's what back and forth means.
Back and forth is like in meeting. The meeting is going back and forth.
That's right. That's right. So one person speaks and then the other person speaks. And one it's about directions. One person speaks over here and then another person speaks on this side and then another person speaks on that side. Definitely.
But they speak in aggressive way.
Doesn't have to be in an aggressive way. I don't think so. Maybe that's the way that you use it in Egypt, but uh, I don't think that sounds aggressive. We had a back and forth. That means we had a conversation where I shared my ideas and you shared your ideas, and I shared my ideas and you shared your ideas. That's what it means to me. Maybe it means something else to other people, though. But I'm going to ask Chet.
Is
I'm asking ChatGPT. I've been wrong many times, so it's possible that I just misunderstand the expression.
It's like if two lovers having a different point of view, so they talk with each other in back and forth in an aggressive way.
That
I see it for
that okay, that's see, it depends on the context because if you say we had a back and forth at the meeting, like in a business context, that sounds like we're sharing ideas. But if you have your lover, your wife, your girlfriend, whatever, and you have a back and forth, well, I think you're always talking and sharing ideas. So it means something different if you said we had a back and forth. I could understand why that would sound like a fight, maybe.
Yes.
Does that make sense? So I think it depends on your relationship.
Yes.
Okay. PP says the airplane goes back and forth. That means it flies from one place and then it returns to the place where it came. Yeah, it always means that same thing. Okay, so let's see. So we, let's get back to come forth from the heart. What are the important words in that phrase?
Force and heart.
Okay. Now, is it force or forth?
Fourth.
Yeah. So that's force is a different word, just like mouse and mouth are different words. Forth and force are also different words. So
Yes.
how would you say the two words if you're focusing on the word forth? How should you pronounce those two words together?
Come, come forth.
Okay, yeah, you have to make the vowel sound bigger. Come forth. Come forth.
Come, come forth.
And then in the next three words,
From,
go ahead.
from the heart.
Okay. How do you pronounce from the? Those are not those are not big words. They're not important words. So how do you pronounce them probably?
From the heart.
From the heart. From the heart.
From the, from the heart.
That's from the heart.
From the heart.
Yeah, that's how it sounds. Can you read the whole line? Those things which proceed, say everything.
Those things which proceed out of the mouth come forth from the heart.
Okay, that's good. That sounds really nice. Okay, let's see. I think they're having a. Uh, what are they talking about? There's no th in Egypt accent. Th like, and then they're using some.
No, 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 it's saying that th is corresponding letter, but this letter is rarely used in our speaking.
Yeah, so it sounds strange. It seems strange to use it for you.
Yes.
Okay. So I think these are more Bible quotations, actually. Can you read the first line?
We ought to give the more earnest heed.
Okay. Now, what is better, za or da? Which one is better?
The
Okay. Can you read that again, but try to pay attention to that sound?
we we ought to give the more earnest heed.
Okay. Now we have a lot of interesting words in here. Do you know the word heed? We've talked about that in the books that we've read, but maybe you don't remember it.
I can't remember.
Okay. Heed means to pay very close attention to something.
Okay.
And earnest, I'm going to ask ChatGPT for some help. It's a pretty common word. I just don't know the clearest way to explain it to you. So I would like some help with that. Again, that's a word that,
Like
go ahead.
it come from earn money, like earn.
I don't know if they're related. I wouldn't know how they could be related. Earnest means, according to ChatGPT, to be sincere, to be serious, to be determined. I mean, maybe determined and earning money could be similar in a way. Well, let's ask if they're related. No, they're not. They just sound the same, that's all, or look the same. Okay. So, if earnest means sincere, if earnest means sincere or serious or determined, what does earnest heed mean?
We say heat is
Yeah, pay heed means pay very close attention. So if I say Muhammad, heed my words, what does that mean? If I say heed my words,
heat is attention.
pay very close attention. Pay very close, not just give attention, but pay very close attention to what I. It's really a warning. Usually, if you use the word heed, it's for a warning. Heed my words. Don't do that. It's like a
Alertness.
like pay very close attention to my words. That's what it means. And what does
Yes.
earnest mean?
Sincere.
Okay, so or serious. Like so, be very serious and pay very close attention to what I'm telling you. Right? That's pretty strong.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. So we ought to give the more earnest heed. Okay. Well, this is a little bit different here. All right. So when they say more earnest, they're saying more earnest people. Let's say that. What would an earnest person be like?
An earnest person is like have a clear mind.
Okay, a serious person. Maybe they have a clear mind. Okay. What does it mean if you say ought to?
Have to.
That's right. Okay. Not have to, though. It just means it's a good idea. You don't have to, you can do whatever you want, but it's a really good idea, is what ought to means. Okay. Uh, now, is we ought to? Is that an important phrase?
Yes. Ought to.
All right. And do you know that in modern English, in contemporary English, it sounds like oughta, oughta, oughta.
Oughta.
We oughta.
We oughta.
So here we have small, big, small. We oughta.
We oughta.
We oughta give the.
We oughta give the.
Give the. Give the. Big, small.
Give the.
Give the. So we have we oughta. Wait, we oughta. Wait, we oughta. That's one word. We oughta give the.
We oughta give the.
Can you hear the big, small pattern?
Yes.
Okay.
We 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 oughta give the.
Okay. We ought to give the more earnest. More earnest.
We oughta give the more earnest.
Okay. And what they mean by that is the more earnest people, the more serious people. What do you think that means to give the more earnest people heed? What do you think that means?
To give the more earnest people heed,
Uh-huh. What does that mean?
like give them a warning.
Well, so if you give heed to someone, that means pay attention to them. So we ought to pay close attention to serious people. We ought to listen to serious people and not ridiculous, stupid people.
Yes.
Does that make sense? It's a little bit complicated. This is pretty complicated language, actually. Okay, but let's practice the pronunciation. More earnest heed. What are the big words in that phrase?
More earnest heed.
Oh,
Heed is a big.
what?
Heed is the biggest one.
Okay, so make it big. Heed.
Heed.
Also, more is very big. More heed.
More heed.
Okay. More earnest. So this is he e.
More earnest heed.
More earnest heed.
More earnest heed.
Okay. So we ought to give the more earnest heed.
Would I give the more earnest heed?
But pay attention to the vowel sound, the length. E. E. More earnest heed.
We oughta give the more earnest heed.
Is it more earnest or is it more earnest?
More earnest.
Okay, is it more?
We oughta get.
Go ahead.
We oughta give the more earnest heed.
Yeah, so it's the more and the heed are big. And in the middle it's very small. Earnest. E.
More earnest heed.
Okay, let me see. There's a conversation going on in the chat about obey. Obey is a verb, so PP it would be the child must obey their parents. And obedience is a noun. The children must have obedience. Okay, can you read the next line, Mohammed?
Thou, Lord, art most high forevermore.
I don't know if in Arabic you have like a familiar you. Do you have like a formal you and a familiar you in Arabic? I don't know.
You letter?
No, like like I think that right the word for you in Arabic is inta, right?
Yes.
Okay, but do you have do you have a special word for you for like your parents or your close friends or your family? I don't know. I don't remember.
No, we don't have.
Okay. Well, English doesn't have that now, but it used to. So, if you talk to familiar people, you would use instead of saying you would say thou. Okay, so it's just an old word for you. It's just another way of saying you. We don't use it anymore, but we used to. Okay, so that's thou.
Okay.
Can you read it again? Thou, Lord.
Thou, Lord, art most high forevermore.
Okay. So now in the first phrase, thou, Lord, which are the which is the important word, thou or Lord?
Thou.
Okay. So if I just say the vowel sounds, ow, oh, ow, oh. Do you hear the vowel sounds? Ow, oh. You hear how one is long?
Yes. Oh, the first one is hard.
How will you say that? Thou, Lord. Can you say it like that?
Thou, Lord.
Okay. And then this word art, that's the R form of thou. So you, Lord, are most high. Okay, that would be modern English. All right. So what are the important words in the next phrase? Art most high.
Most high.
Okay. Now listen to the vowel sounds. O I. O I. O I. They're really long. O I.
Yes.
O I. Can you say it?
Most art most high.
Yeah. Art most high.
Art most high.
You have thou, Lord, art most high.
Thou, Lord, art most high.
And then we have forevermore.
forevermore.
Are you noticing the big, small, big, small? That always happens in English. Big, small, big, small. Important words big, non important words small. Thou, Lord, art most high forevermore.
Thou, Lord, art most high forevermore.
Okay. All right. Let's look at the next line. We're just going to finish this page. So we've got a couple more lines and then a little bit long. I don't think it should take too long, and then we'll finish. Okay. So,
Okay.
uh, what is the next line? We ought.
We oughta obey God rather than man.
Okay, but can you just try to read it again without me telling you, and do something to make the important words. Make sure that I hear the important words very clearly.
We ought to obey God rather than man.
Hmm. Yeah, so you see, you make the vowel sound bigger. We ought to obey God rather than man. You hear that? And it's also big,
We,
small, big, small, big, small. We ought to obey God rather than man.
okay.
Can you read it?
There the wicked cease from troubling.
Okay, can you read we ought to again? I just want to hear you say the whole thing. Focusing on big,
Uh,
small, big,
we,
small, big, small.
we ought to obey God rather than man.
Okay, that's better. All right, can you read the next line?
There the wicked cease from troubling.
What does wicked mean?
Bad people.
Bad people, bad people. What does cease mean?
Stop.
Okay, that's right. So uh, now try. Let's just try this. These I don't think there's much to explain in terms of vocabulary. So can you read it again, but try to emphasize the words that are special so that they stand out and are big, and then you don't have to worry too much about what's in between.
There the wicked cease from troubling.
That's better. That's good. Believe it or not, that's a better rhythm to have. Uh, Sarah says wicked are criminal. Uh, unfortunately, if in order to be a criminal, you have to commit crimes, and sometimes you could be wicked but not commit any crimes. So no, not necessarily. And cease means stop, like ceasefire, stop shooting. That's right. Okay. So we have we ought to obey God. Right? Oh wait. So there the wicked cease from troubling. Try it again.
There the wicked cease from troubling.
Okay, let's try the next one.
There was much water there.
Okay. So yeah, there was much water there. Right. Say it again.
There was much water there.
Okay. All right, let's try the final one.
There went, there went up a mist from the earth.
Okay. And what are the important words?
Went and mist
Mm-hmm.
and earth.
Went, mist, earth. So you have from the earth, from the earth,
From the earth.
a mist from the earth.
A mist from the earth.
Can you hear the small, big, a mist from the earth?
A mist from the earth.
There went up. There went up. Sorry.
There, there went up.
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 There went up a mist
There
from the
went
earth.
there went up mist from the earth.
Okay. PP says mist is fog. The difference between I don't know, where do you live, PP? You're not Egyptian, are you? I know that you speak Arabic, but are you from Egypt also? Uh, Egypt is famous for being very dry, so I don't know if you have this problem. but mist is like fog. You know, fog that's like it's very cloudy on the ground, you can't really see. But the difference between mist and fog is you can feel mist. If you walk through mist, you'll get wet. If you walk through fog, you won't feel wet. Oh, PP is in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, so I don't know if you have the problem of mist in Saudi Arabia, but uh, yeah, that's. Do you ever have mist in Egypt, Mohammed, or fog?
In winter, yes.
Oh, sometimes. So if you're walking, it's like you're walking through the white cloud, but you actually could feel a little wet.
Yes.
That's mist. So it's heavier, thicker than fog. What about in Saudi Arabia, PP? Do you get mist in Saudi Arabia? Famously dry place. Okay, PP says, "Oh, if you live, yeah, that's true. If you live near the ocean, even if you're in a desert, you'll feel the wetness of the air, and you'll actually feel wet. That's mist, definitely. Saudi is drier than Egypt. Yeah, well, I don't know. Is it? I heard that there are some very green parts of Saudi Arabia that surprise people, but I imagine Egypt is all desert. Is that true, Mohammed? Besides,
Egypt is most of it is desert.
yeah, that's what. Except if you're by the river, right?
We, we have, yes, we have a big Sahari.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So let's read the final part, and then we'll finish for today. Okay. So let's read the first. Can you read up to the word prophets?
Uh, Prophets like people like okay, prophets. And God hath set some in the church, first apostles, secondly prophets.
Okay. And so, do you know that word prophets? Do you know what that means?
Yes, yes, I know now. Jesus. Jesus
Yeah.
is a God, not
Oh,
a
that's
prophet.
right. Of course. I just was reminded that Muhammad is a prophet, of course, the prophet Muhammad. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes people
Yes.
don't know the words in English. Okay. And the word apostle,
Apostle? No, I don't know.
maybe let's just say that's like a student. Okay. So that's very
Uh,
I don't know if that's important in Islam, but that's important.
yes, Jesus have many apostles.
Yeah, well, he had 12. He had 12 apostles.
Yes,
And those
one went to Rome
mhm,
and
yeah,
one went to another
yeah,
place
yeah. So
to to spread religion.
that's right. So I mean it's more complicated, but let's just think of it like students. Uh
Okay.
all right. So we now that word hath, that's the old word for had. Okay. So that
Yes.
word hath just means had. So now the first phrase, and God. What is the important word in the
And
phrase?
God
And God. So let's make it a little bit bigger. And God.
and God
Uh, now, what is the next phrase up to the word church?
had set some in the church.
Okay. So we have hath set some in the church. And
Had
what are the important words in that phrase?
set and some
And
and the church.
okay. And which is the biggest what are the biggest words?
Some and the church.
Okay. So for that reason, don't say some, but say some. And don't say church. Say church. You have to make the vowel sound longer. Some. Now listen.
Okay.
Let's do these words together. Some in the. Okay. Uh. It's the same sound.
Okay.
Uh.
Uh, uh, uh.
Yeah. So you see, one is long. and the other two are really, really small. Sam in the.
Sam and the.
Okay. Set. So this is e, Set some in the.
Set Sam and the.
Okay. And then what is that final sound? That's church. Church.
Church. Church.
Set some in the church.
Set Sam in the church.
And God hath set some in the church.
And God had set some in the church.
Okay. And then you have what are the next two words?
First obstacles.
Okay. And they're putting these marks above the special syllable. The special syllable is the big syllable. So how you say first, what is that next word?
Obstacles.
Okay, but that mark, that's a clear sign that this is a big syllable. This is apostles. Apostle.
Apostles.
Mhm. Apostle.
Apostles.
So we have apostles. We have three syllables in that word. And so we'll say ah. There's first apostles.
First apostles.
Okay. So, and God hath set some in the church, first apostles.
And God had set some in the church. First apostles.
Okay. And then can you read the next two words?
Secondly, prophets.
Prophets. Sarah says that apostles is synonym for prophets. I don't think so. I think it's more like students and not prophets. I think prophets would be the teachers and apostles would be the students. In a very crude way. That's not exactly true, okay? But sort of. Same relationship, I think. Okay. So secondly, prophets.
Secondly, prophets.
So this is e. Secondly, e, a.
Secondly, prophets.
That's good. Sarah's shocked. She's saying, "Really?" Well, I'm just going to read what ChatGPT says, which is apostles refers to the 12 primary disciples of Jesus Christ. Well, so disciple means like follower. It really means like follower, but I'm saying students. I think that's a better way to say it. Chosen by him to spread his.
Yes,
Go ahead.
and most of them has been killed, right?
Uh, can you repeat that, please?
Most of these apostles had been killed.
Well, that's a different. If you want to call somebody who was killed because of their belief in the religion, then that's a different word. That's a different focus. And the word that you would use for that would be martyr. 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 So that's
Yes,
someone who accepted death for believing in their religion or believing in something very strong. But apostle just
yes,
means like a student or follower. So
yes,
are you Muslim, Muhammad?
yes.
Okay, so you can say I am an apostle of Muhammad. That means like I'm a student or a follower of Muhammad.
Okay,
Does that make sense? That's how you would use the word apostle.
okay.
Okay. So secondly, prophets.
Secondly, prophets.
Okay. Thirdly, teachers.
Thirdly, teachers.
Sarah's saying murdered. It comes from the same word. I'm just going to write the word in the chat, okay? The word is martyr. I just put it there if you can see it. So it comes from the same word. definitely. Murder, martyr, they almost sound the same. But a martyr is a person who was killed or murdered because of their beliefs. A murderer is a person who does the action. Oh, it's getting complicated. Okay. Let's see. After that, miracles. After that, miracles.
After that, miracles.
Okay. So I think they're giving an order. First, you have the apostles, the followers. Secondly, you have the prophets. Thirdly, you have the teachers. And I'm not sure what the point of this is because it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, but let's see. After that, miracles.
It's the story of the Jesus.
You think so? Because
Yes.
so first came the students, then came, but the prophets have been from way before Jesus. So that's the thing that I don't understand the order here. And then thirdly, the teachers, and after the and the miracles. I don't know. It all just seems very mixed up because they're giving like a they're wording this in a chronological order. First there's this, and then there's that, and then there's this. So it either means in time,
He, they mean that apostles are the
apostle,
previous prophets
apostle,
before the Jesus.
apostle.
Apostles before the Jesus.
Yeah, it's confusing. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I know the word. The person who died in the cause of Allah to defend the wicked. That would be a martyr. That would be a mart. With my accent, the way that I speak, murder and martyr sound very similar. But if you were talking to a British person, it would sound different because a British person would say murder, and for martyr they would say martyr, and then it's much easier to understand. But for me, they almost the way I pronounce it, it almost sounds the same. Okay, let's try this again. So we said, and God had set some in the church. Let's try that one first.
And God had set some in the church.
First, apostles.
First, apostles.
Secondly, prophets.
Secondly, prophets.
Thirdly, teachers.
Thirdly, teachers.
After that, miracles.
After that, miracles.
Okay. Then gifts of healing.
Then gifts of healing.
Okay. Helps.
Helps.
Governments.
Governments.
Diversities of tongues.
Diversities of tongues.
I don't know. It seems like it's going backwards almost. Okay. Well, I think we have to stop here. I'm tired. So
Okay.
the next time we'll continue this and we'll continue practicing pronunciation and intonation and all that good stuff. All right. Thank you everybody
All right.
watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you, Mohammed, for participating. And I will see you next time, okay?
See you soon.
Right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.